Welcome to our video on solitude, a topic often cloaked in misconceptions and mixed emotions. Today we look into why some of us find ourselves alone, not just in moments of isolation, but in our day-to-day experiences. It's common to feel a pang of despair when thinking about solitude, influenced heavily by societal norms that prize constant connectivity. But solitude, when viewed through a different lens, offers not just solace but a unique path to self-discovery. In this video, we aim to unravel the threads of solitude and loneliness, shedding light on how being alone can be a self-chosen, enriching experience rather than a state of unwanted isolation. First, let's clarify two terms that are often used interchangeably but embody vastly different experiences: loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is an emotional response to a perceived lack of connection and interaction with others. It reflects a feeling of being unwanted or deserted. On the other hand, solitude is a state of being alone, without being lonely. It is often a voluntary condition that can lead to self-awareness, creativity, and inner peace. Understanding the distinction between these experiences is crucial. Loneliness can trigger a sense of sadness or abandonment, whereas solitude can be a positive and fulfilling experience. This difference hinges on choice and perspective. When solitude is chosen, it is accepted as a peaceful timeout from the world, a moment to recharge and reflect without external pressures. Conversely, loneliness is seldom sought after and often feels imposed by circumstances, leading to a sense of helplessness and sorrow. In our increasingly connected world, the value of solitude is often overshadowed by the fear of missing out, also known as FOMO. Social media platforms bombard us with images and stories of social gatherings and successful interpersonal relationships, subtly suggesting that being alone is a problem to be solved. This societal pressure can amplify feelings of loneliness, making it harder to appreciate the moments of solitude that offer us a chance to pause and regroup. If you find yourself feeling lonely, a useful step is to examine whether this feeling stems from genuine social isolation or from societal expectations to be continually engaged with others. Reflecting on this can help shift your perception of alone time from something to dread to something to value. It's about quality, not quantity. Engaging in activities you love, whether it's reading, walking in nature, or any other solitary pursuits, can transform your experience of being alone from one of loneliness to one of rewarding solitude. While we move forward, keep in mind that solitude offers a unique opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. It allows us to get in touch with our feelings and desires without the noise of constant social interaction. By understanding and redefining our experiences of loneliness and solitude, we can start to see solitude not as a space of emptiness, but as a canvas of possibility. This shift in perspective is not only liberating, but also essential for nurturing a balanced, fulfilled life. Stay with us as we explore how to accept solitude for personal empowerment and how to cultivate deeper connections that enrich our lives rather than just fill them. Transitioning from understanding solitude and loneliness, let's discuss the influence of social circles and societal expectations. Society often dictates a norm that being constantly surrounded by people is a sign of a successful social life. But the reality is that social interactions should not be about quantity but quality. The pressure to be socially active can lead people to feel inadequate or alone when they do not meet these unrealistic social standards. The influence of social media further complicates this scenario. Platforms are filled with images of gatherings and events, which can create a false sense of inadequacy and isolation. It's important to recognize that these snapshots do not represent the full spectrum of human experience and often exclude the ordinary, less picturesque moments of life. This skewed portrayal can make solitude feel like a failure rather than an opportunity for personal growth and self-reflection. If you often find yourself feeling pressured by these social norms, consider stepping back and evaluating your social needs independently of external expectations. Focus on developing relationships that bring genuine satisfaction and personal enrichment. This may mean having fewer connections, but ones that are more meaningful and supportive. It's about finding balance and understanding what works best for you, rather than conforming to an imposed standard of social success. Building on the concept of evaluating our social needs brings us to the significance of personal space and individual growth. Personal space, both physical and emotional, is essential for understanding ourselves and our desires without external influence. It provides the room we need to think, create, and grow at our own pace. Spending time alone can be one of the most productive ways to foster creativity and problem-solving skills. It allows for a kind of introspection that is often crowded out by the constant presence of others. This time can be used to engage in activities that you love, to learn new skills, or simply to relax and recharge. The key is to see this time as valuable and constructive, not as a gap to be filled with social activities. Personal space allows us to develop resilience and independence. It teaches us how to be comfortable in our own company, which is an invaluable life skill. Understanding and nurturing our self-esteem is pivotal in reshaping our experiences of solitude. Self-esteem affects how we view and value ourselves. It is the lens through which we interpret our worth and capabilities. When we have high self-esteem, we are more likely to view solitude as an opportunity for growth and reflection. Conversely, low self-esteem can make us dread time alone, fearing that it reflects our unlovability or failure to connect with others. Improving self-esteem begins with self-compassion. This involves treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a good friend. It means acknowledging our imperfections as part of being human and not as indicators of inadequacy. Self-compassion encourages us to accept our moments of loneliness as natural, transient states rather than permanent reflections of our worth. Practicing self-compassion can be as simple as changing our internal dialogue. This involves being mindful of how we talk to ourselves and actively replacing critical or negative thoughts with affirming and supportive messages. Over time, this positive internal dialogue can significantly enhance our self-esteem, enabling us to accept solitude without negative self-judgment. Moving forward, an important aspect of enhancing our solitude and overall mental health is addressing and breaking the cycle of negative thoughts. These thoughts can create a barrier to enjoying our own company, often magnifying feelings of loneliness and unworthiness. The first step in breaking this cycle is recognizing the patterns of negative thinking that we may fall into when we're alone. One effective method to combat negative thoughts is through mindfulness. This practice involves observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By becoming aware of our thoughts as they arise, we can gently challenge and reframe them. Instead of getting caught up in a spiral of negativity, we learn to say, "I notice I'm having a thought about loneliness," thus creating distance and reducing its impact. Another technique is the deliberate redirection of our focus towards activities that are enriching and absorbing. Whether it's reading, gardening, or any hobby that we find fulfilling, these activities can shift our energy from ruminating over negative thoughts to engaging in positive and productive behaviors. This not only disrupts the cycle of negative thinking, but also builds our confidence and sense of accomplishment. While it's essential to be comfortable in our solitude, human beings are inherently social, and building meaningful connections can enrich our lives profoundly. The focus here is not on the quantity of social interactions, but on their quality. Meaningful connections are those that provide mutual respect, support, and value, and they can significantly enhance our feelings of well-being and connectedness. To cultivate such relationships, start by being present in your interactions. Listen actively and express yourself honestly. Show appreciation for others and seek out people who share similar interests and values. It's also vital to set boundaries in relationships. Healthy boundaries help protect our well-being by ensuring that our relationships are reciprocal and respectful. They allow us to interact with others without losing our sense of self or compromising our needs for space and solitude. Knowing when and how to say no is just as important as knowing how to open up. If you found value in today's video and are looking for more insights on how to enrich your life through meaningful connections and self-discovery, don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who might also benefit. Your support helps us bring more content like this to you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos.